everyone, Shabba Gamer here, and we are back with the Universe Mode, and this is episode number 8 of the Global Force Wrestling brand. So without further ado, let's have a look at tonight's card. Our opening match will see Pentagon Jr and King Cuerno taking on Prince Puma and Jack Evans. In our second match, we have AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Our third match will see Jushin Liger take on Johnny Gargano. Match number 4 will see a Junior Heavyweight Championship match as Kenny Omega defends against the in-form Low-Ki. And our main event this evening will see the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada take on Hideo Itami, and Sabre Jr will be at ringside. So let's get straight into our first match. So as I just said, our first match will be the tag team match, which looks to have bugged out. That should be King Cuerno and Pentagon Jr taking on Prince Puma and Jack Evans. Another classic glitch by the WWE 2K15 game. Thankfully the glitch doesn't seem to have affected the match, and we are underway with Pentagon Jr and Prince Puma in the ring. It's a shame there's not more days in the week, because I'd love to run a separate Lucha Underground brand, and this well, this essentially is a Lucha Underground match, isn't it? We've got King Cuerno, Pentagon Jr, Prince Puma and Jack Evans. I didn't do that on purpose, I've just realised that this is all Lucha Underground. But which tag team is going to come out on the top of Lucha Underground? Pentagon Jr has probably been the most in form out of these guys so far. However, he's lost successive matches now to Low-Ki. And as we've seen, Low-Ki will get an opportunity tonight at the Junior Heavyweight Championship because of his recent form. But Pentagon Jr will be hoping to build his momentum back up, and he brings, not happy with just beating up Jack Evans in the ring, Pentagon brings in Prince Puma as well. Puma makes his way out of the ring, and Jack Evans now, with a step of Enziguri, probably showing that Pentagon should have been keeping all of his attention on Jack rather than trying to involve Prince Puma. Oh, well, there's a running neck breaker by Pentagon, going straight for the pin. Only a 1 count. And there's the head scissors into the pin by Jack Evans, but King Cuerno was stood straight there. And now there's the great full Nelson suplex by Puma on Cuerno. And Pentagon hits the back suplex on Jack Evans. Now Pentagon again taking control of this match over Evans. Prince Puma's yet to see any involvement in this match, and this looks like Pentagon's finisher, and it is, just dropping Jack Evans on the back of his head. Puma's not even been involved in this match so far, and could it all be finished? Going for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Puma's across the ring quickly to break the pin. Jack Evans really needs to make a tag. He's taken a lot of damage, and there's a big super kick by Jack Evans. This could be his chance to make the tag. But no. He's trying to inflict damage on Pentagon, locks him into the camel clutch, but King Cuerno is there to break it straight away. And now again, Pentagon taking control over Jack Evans. Jack Evans really should have made the tag while he had the chance. And there's that front slam by Pentagon Jr, almost like the neutralizer of Cesaro, and again Prince Puma across the ring quickly to break it up. Pentagon is dominating Jack Evans here. Referee's having a go at Puma for being involved in this match, but I don't think he's had a lot of chance to leave the ring so far. Pentagon's taken him out. And there goes Puma. Puma's unconscious on the top rope. Is he gonna... I thought he was going to break the pin with a dive, but no, drops down and hits the axe handle to break it. Now there's that back neck breaker by Pentagon. Pentagon's going to make the tag into Cuerno. Cuerno's chance to do some damage now with that arm drag takedown. But is Jack Evans finally going to get the tag? No, Cuerno reverses in the corner. But Prince Puma grabs a hold of Cuerno, allowing Jack Evans to get him, and Jack Evans hits that flip pile driver. Jack Evans hits the flip pile driver, pulling Cuerno into the centre of the ring. Puma takes Pentagon off the apron. This could be all. 1. No, only a 2 count. Pentagon managed to get back up on the apron and break it. Jack with that huge kick, and I think he's actually busted Cuerno open with that kick. He's going to go for the pin again. Pentagon down. 1. Pentagon gets back up quickly enough though to break the pin. A Cuerno with that Russian leg sweep on Jack Evans. Jack really does need to make the pin. Cuerno looks to be bleeding through his mask. Cuerno taking the top off the announcer. What was he had planned here? But there's Prince Puma just throwing Cuerno back into the ring. Cuerno distracted, trying to take the top of the announce table for some reason, and now Jack Evans locking in that camel clutch. But Pentagon trying to break the hold, and he does finally. No, Cuerno actually picking Jack Evans up and dropping him on his back. Cuerno seems to be bleeding quite heavily as he hits that springboard elbow takedown. Looks like Puma and Pentagon are outside distracted, and this is the chance for Cuerno to pick up the victory, and he does. Pentagon had Prince Puma distracted on the outside, and King Cuerno makes the pin on Jack Evans, and the Rudos come out on top of this match. The formation led by Alberto Del Rio. Big victory for them. Remember, the Young Bucks won the championships last week from the South African, well, run the championships back from the South African Pride. I think we're only about, say, 4 weeks away from a pay-per-view, so there's a good opportunity here for tag teams such as Pentagon and King Cuerno to really push themselves up the card and try and get this opportunity at the tag team championships. Jack Evans being attended to by the referee. Good victory by the Rudos. Pentagon had Prince Puma distracted on the outside while King Cuerno finished the job in the ring. Great victory for the Rudos. So match number 2 of the evening is AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, and Finn Balor is at ringside. Why is it ringside for this match? And we are underway here. Shinsuke Nakamura, the previous Intercontinental Champion, lost the belt at Wrestle Kingdom to Ibushi. Had his rematch a couple of weeks ago and lost that as well. AJ Styles has been in a feud recently with Finn Balor. I say recently, it's been since the beginning of our Universe mode. We saw Finn Balor and AJ Styles with their respective teams fight it out in an Elimination Chamber a match at the Wrestle Kingdom pay-per-view. I also have to pin down what our next Global Force pay-per-view is going to be. I must admit I'm leaning at the moment towards maybe something like a Super Juniors tournament. King of the Ring style. I'm definitely leaning towards that, but that should all be planned out in the next week or so as we start to work towards that pay-per-view. Remember, we do have the CZW Tournament of Death coming up for you at the end of this week. Big pay-per-view there. We'll have a few debuts in that competition as well, so be sure to tune in for that, as well as some big title matches in that one. Then we're back to the card we have for you tonight. Remember, we do have Kazuchika Okada taking on Kenta tonight, or taking on Hideo Itami. Okada a couple of weeks ago assaulted the debuting Sabre Jr. after the match. Last week, Zack had the opportunity to get his own back, however he was defeated cleanly, may I add, in the main event by Okada. Tonight we understand that Zack Sabre Jr. will be at ringside while Okada takes on Hideo. Let's see if he's clean in there or if he gets himself interjected into the match. AJ Styles with the elbow drop on the ground now to Shinsuke Nakamura. Remember, we also do have for you tonight the Junior Heavyweight Championship match. The in-form Low-Key takes on the current champion who's held the belt since the beginning of the Universe mode, which is Kenny Omega. And obviously Kenny Omega being a part of Bullet Club, you know he's not going to be coming to the ring alone in that important title match. It's AJ there, a great reversal knee, and then there's the drop kick from the corner. What does he have planned here now? Jumps into the corner with that fist. AJ over the top rope with a springboard 450. Brings Nakamura to his feet. He hooks him in, picks him up and lands that brainbuster. That's a homage to Finn Balor. I believe that used to be his finisher maneuver in the NJPW, and AJ Styles picks up the victory here. Great victory for AJ Styles. Another loss here for Shinsuke Nakamura though. And there was that brainbuster, almost like an underhook brainbuster. But AJ Styles, either way it was effective, and he comes out on this match on top of Nakamura. Great victory for AJ, the leader of the Bullet Club formation. Showing that he doesn't necessarily have to have Bullet Club at ringside to win the matches. I think AJ is someone we'll definitely have to consider for a championship match here in Global Force Wrestling in the future. And match number 3 of the evening is Jushin Thunder Liger taking on Johnny Gargano. And we are underway now with our third match of the evening. Jushin Thunder Liger getting a quick start with that running forearm, but Gargano fighting his way back up. An Irish whipping Liger in for that combination backbreaker, neckbreaker. Johnny Gargano, fantastic talent, recently used in a dark match for the NXT tapings where I believe he lost to Uhaa Nation. However, Uhaa Nation obviously has been signed up with WWE, so I think he was always gonna get the victory. However, I don't think it'll be long before a man like Gargano gets signed up for WWE himself. He's definitely got the look, he's definitely got the personality, and he definitely has the talent. A man I've met on several occasions when he's come to the UK for shows. Very nice guy. And if you want to have a look, actually, just mentioning this, I'll try and, if I remember, I'll put it in the description. But I do have a video on my channel of Johnny Gargano chopping a fan at a wrestling event I went to. It makes a hell of a noise, it really does. But yeah, he chops the fan really good. Leaves a hell of a mark on his chest, but just shows how he's willing to interact with the fans, even if it means slapping one of them. By the way, the fan did ask him to do it. It wasn't like Johnny just walked up to him in the middle of the room and just chopped him. No, the fan asked him to do it. His friend bet him he would do it so he'd buy him a t-shirt, I believe. But yeah, I'll put that in the description. Definitely worth a watch. It's only a minute long, so there's Johnny now dropping Liger on his face, going for the pin. That's going to be a rope break, and it is. Jushin Thunder Liger, obviously the legend of Japanese wrestling. He's been around since I'm pretty sure Liger's been around since wrestling ever began. He's worked for WCW. He's worked for I think he was in WWF for a time. He's worked for ECW as well, I believe, and he's been in Ring of Honor. He's really worked in every major American company. Not a lot of people can say that. And now he's working for Global Force Wrestling. But let's see if he can come out on top of Johnny Gargano. Gargano's got him up in that hold again, but I think again it's going to be too close to the ropes. No, it's not. 2, 3, and it is. That's all. Johnny Gargano defeating the Japanese legend Jushin Thunder Liger. Great win here. Great win here for Gargano. This could be the sort of victory that tries to leapfrog his career, defeating a big legend like this, passing the torch maybe. And there's that big move, just lifting Liger up, then dropping him flat on his face, rolling him over into the pin. I think Liger probably could have grabbed the bottom rope there. But either way, it's a great win here for Gargano. So this is another one of these rosters which is chocked full of talent. everybody on this roster could quite easily go for any belt in this company. Maybe Gargano will get the chance at some point. If he picks up more victories like this, he'll definitely be at the front of the queue. So match number 4, it's going to be the Junior Heavyweight Championship match as Kenny Omega takes on Low-Ki. And we are underway with this Junior Heavyweight Championship match. So Low-Ki has really been the man on form over the past few weeks, defeating everyone has been put in front of him. Really, I think he won a fatal 4-way elimination match, and then also defeated Pentagon Jr the week after. Now he's being given the opportunity. I think he defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi last week, the former Global Force Wrestling champion. So definitely been showing some momentum over the past few weeks. Kenny Omega has held this Junior Heavyweight Championship since the Universe mode begun. Only defended it once though against Johnny Mundo at the Wrestle Kingdom pay-per-view. The step up into Guri by Low-Ki. Just boots to the face of Low-Ki. By Low-Ki, sorry, to Kenny Omega. Kenny now with a headlock on Low-Ki and the back elbow. Twisting the arm of Low-Ki. And now just a chop to the chest of Low-Ki, dropping him down to the mat hard. There's the uppercut now. Kenny Omega starting to show why he is the champion. Another back elbow as well by Kenny Omega. Of course, the Young Bucks regained their tag team championships last week here on Global Force, Global Impact, which means that Bullet Club now hold the tag team championships and the Junior Heavyweight Championship. I'm sure AJ Styles would love to get his hands on the World Heavyweight Championship. However, I think Finn Balor is definitely in his way. I don't think Finn's just going to let him go off now. These two have been at each other's throats now since this Universe mode began. There's Low-Ki with a drop kick to the face of Kenny Omega. And now here comes the Shining Wizard. That could knock Omega clean out, and Low-Ki pulling Omega away from the ropes, but Kenny Omega's straight back up. Throwing Low-Ki into the corner. Oh, now Kenny Omega showing some of his high-flying skills as he comes back with that running clothesline. He brings Low-Ki back to his feet, but Low-Ki reversing. Low-Ki went for that dropkick and Kenny Omega reversed. And Kenny Omega hits the Hadouken. He hits the Hadouken. It looks like a really dodgy finisher, but it's only a 1 count against Low-Ki as well. I really want to see him hit the electric chair German suplex. That's one of my favourite moves in wrestling, that is. But he keeps going for that Hadouken finisher, which I believe is a reference to Dragon Ball Z. I'm not 100% sure on that. Kenny Omega pulling Low-Ki away from the corner. Going to go for the pin. 1. Only a 1 count again. Low-Ki is really being very resilient in this match. Taking everything that Kenny Omega has given him, and still Omega not managed to get anything more than a 1 count as Key comes into the ring with that springboard knee drop. Now Key throwing Omega into the corner with such force that Omega bounces back. There's the arm drag by Low-Ki. Where's Key going now? Key's making his way to the outside, and he's stripping the top off the announce table. Kenny Omega's out there with him. And here it is, the electric chair. Into the German suplex. Great move by Kenny Omega. It's just a shame he didn't use it while he was inside the ring, because that surely would have been the finish of the match. As Omega now just throwing Low-Ki's head against the post and launched him into the ring afterwards. Can Kenny Omega capitalize on the electric chair German suplex on the outside? Obviously not, as low-key just throwing Kenny Omega back over the top rope. Slides out to join him. Low-key seems obsessed by this announce table, but again, Kenny Omega just throwing Low-key back into the ring. Low-key seems determined to put Kenny Omega through that table. And again, Low-key just sliding straight out and getting hit with a shoulder block by Kenny Omega. Kenny picks Low-key up and... no, Low-key throwing Kenny into the ring. There's a boot to the side of the head by Low-key as well. Kenny Omega now joining Low-key on the outside. Referee has his work cut out here to try and keep these two guys contained as Low-key hits the key crusher, but again it's on the outside of the ring. Both these guys using some of the most impactful moves, but they're on the outside and they can't really capitalize. Key throws Omega into the ring, but Omega's back to his feet and catches Key as he comes back in. Just the boots to the face. Kenny Omega now is going to go for a springboard splash and hits it effectively. Pulling Key away from the corner. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. I was sure that was going to be 3. Referee's hand must have been less than an inch away from the mat. These two guys have really been putting it all on the line here as Low-key went for a powerbomb. Kenny Omega reversed it into that DDT, now hitting the elbow drop again. Going for that springboard splash and again hitting it, but I think Omega also caught his leg on the bottom rope. And there's a Hadouken again. Hits the Hadouken again, and that's got to be finished now, surely. Going for the pin. 1, 2, 3, and Kenny Omega successfully defends his Junior Heavyweight Championship. What a fantastic match that was, and what a great win that was for Kenny Omega. I really wasn't sure he was going to get there. He took some serious damage. Fought against the odds. Low-key's a man that's really been in form over the past few weeks. So for Kenny Omega to defeat him, it's a great victory by Kenny Omega. And here's the Hadouken that finished it all. Doesn't look very effective, but in wrestling terms, it's a really dangerous move. Kenny Omega continues to hold the belt, and here comes Carl Anderson. Machine Gun Carl Anderson out here to celebrate along with his Bullet Club faction member, Kenny Omega. And here we go with our main event of the evening. It will be Kazuchika Okada taking on Hideo Itami. And Zack Sabre Jr. will be at ringside. And we are underway. Great start there by Hideo Itami with that running knee. 1, 2, only a 1 count. I thought Kenta had taken Okada out straight away with that running knee. And he's got him up in the GTS. Hideo Itami hits a really early GTS. Could that be all? 1, 2, only a 2 count. Okada just does not seem to be in this match at all. The attendance of Zack Sabre Jr. at ringside seems to be really throwing Okada off of his game. Hideo there with the neck breaker. There's a lot of blood here coming from Okada. However, it doesn't seem like his forehead is busted open. That blood's coming from somewhere. And now I'm very worried where that blood's actually coming from. But Okada fighting back. He needs to get back in this match. He's really... oh, and he hits the Death Valley driver. Okada's really been thrown off his course since Zack Sabre Jr. came out to join Hideo Itami at ringside. Of course, Okada attacked Zack a couple of weeks ago after Zack made his debut. Frustrated at the excitement behind Zack's debut. Was frustrated that excitement was not given to himself, who is currently the Global Force Wrestling Champion, of course. So attacking Zack after the match, sorry. This is a very high-paced match between these two top Japanese superstars. Now Zack Sabre Jr. distracting the referee while Okada is currently in control now. Again, drop kick to the back of the head. Zack Sabre Jr. had his chance to get his own back on Okada last week. However, Okada defeated Zack in a singles match as Kenta going for the pin again. I know I keep using everyone's wrong names, well, he is Kenta at the end of the day. He's also Hideo Itami, so I'm going to use both. It's the Sami Callihan, Solomon Crowe situation all over again from CZW. If you've seen that video, you will know that I often call Solomon Crowe Sami Callihan, and yeah, I'm not very good. But this has been a fantastic main event so far here. Punch the stomach now by Hideo Itami on Okada, but Okada fighting his way out the corner with that step of Insuguri again, just booting him to the back of the head now, going for the camel clutch. Zack Sabre Jr. has the referee distracted, and Hideo Itami reaches the bottom rope. Okada breaks a hold. Now with a German suplex rolling over into the pin, but again Zack still has the referee distracted. And now Zack is still up on the apron with the referee distracted. As Hideo hits that diving knee. Dragon screw. Zack Sabre Jr. has been ejected from ringside. However, I think he's done enough. Or has he? Hideo Itami with that gut wrench suplex. Pulling Okada into the center of the ring. Going to go for the pin. Only a one count. Only a one count. Okada tapping out. These two guys trying to trade blows in the middle of the ring. Okada now getting around the back of Itami. And there's the huge clothesline. That has got to be all. 1, 2, 3. No, only 2 count. Hideo kicks out from the huge clothesline. Okada now with a neck breaker. And a drop kick to the back. Again, bringing Hideo to his feet. What's he going for here? Lifts him up. Drops in the vertical suplex roll straight up into the pin. 1, 2. Again, Hideo kicking out. Okada's definitely taken more control of this match since Zack was ejected from ringside. And now Hideo just slamming Okada's head against the top turnbuckle. And there's the big kick by Hideo. Could that be all? Has he done enough damage with that big kick? Has he knocked Okada out? Maybe 1, 2. Only a 2 count. It seems that blood is actually coming from the back of Okada's head. That kick that Hideo just laid out obviously is not going to help that situation. And there's the running Shining Wizard. Okada, they're still fighting back against Itami. This is a great match here between these two top young Japanese talents. Okada rolling Hideo over, but Hideo's foot was underneath the bottom rope. Hideo now with the kicks again, throwing Okada against that turnbuckle with such force, and again he comes back with that Shining Wizard. Again with a kick to the back of the head, which is where the blood from Okada's coming from. You see that cut seems to be getting worse, more and more blood making its way into the ring. Okada locking Hideo up in the Tree of Woe. Great reversal by Hideo, and then with that head scissors takedown. And now just taunting Okada with them boots to the face. And now some kicks. Oh, and again, just a huge kick to the head. That's got to be all. Okada's taken some serious damage to the head. I think this is going to be all. 1, 2, 3, and it is. Hideo Itami gets the victory here. And the game glitches again. But Hideo Itami gets the victory here over the current Global Force champion, Okada. Okada seemed a lot more on his game after Zack Sabre Jr. had had been ejected from ringside. However, the damage I think had already been done. Hideo busted Okada open very early in the match and just repeated kicks to the head. Finally, this is the final big kick that finished it off. Just repeated kicks to the head just finally was just too much for Okada. And Hideo Itami comes out victorious here. Big victory for Hideo. Even though Zack Sabre Jr. may have been in Okada's head, the record books will always show that Hideo Itami defeats Okada in a singles match. That's got to push him up the rankings towards the #1 contendership. But anyway, guys, that has been the end of this episode of Global Force Wrestling. Would really appreciate if you could hit that like button. Also, check out my channel for the other universe modes that I'm currently running. I've got 6 different rosters on the go at the same time, so be sure to check out them. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!